Hello there and welcome back to some more Forza Horizon 4. Today we're taking a look at the DLC cars for week number 7, aka the cars that were released on the 9th of November 2018. As usual, we got two cars this week. Let's take a look at what they are. And it's good news, ladies and gentlemen, I can be positive this week because I get to gush over our first car, the 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. 506 horsepower, 442 foot-pound torque, 4,361 pounds of weight, A-Class, a 752 PI, front-engine, all-wheel drive. The Stelvio is here, a car which I've been eagerly anticipating since I found out the Stelvio Quadrifoglio was a thing and learnt a little bit more about it. This is probably the best performance SUV in the world right now. Screw your Porsche Macan turbos and your Range Rover Sports. The Stelvio is cooler. Essentially, the Stelvio Quadrifoglio is the Giulietta with all-wheel drive and a little bit bigger so you can get some more stuff in it. And I like that. I like the Maserati Levante before. I'm not sure if the Stelvio has any relation to the Levante, but it's sort of a similar size, kind of looks similar. I really like the way the Stelvio looks. Sure, you know, people would probably have preferred there to be a Giulia wagon, and I kind of agree. A Giulia Quadrifoglio wagon would have been cooler, but the fact the Stelvio has all-wheel drive, it's kind of cool. I also believe this is the fastest SUV around the Nürburgring, or at least was last time I checked. So, yeah, the Stelvio is an awesome, awesome car. I'm really happy to see it here. And to be honest with you, out of the car pass this month, this was the only car I was actually really excited to drive. And I've driven it a little bit. For thumbnails, I'm going to drive it quite a bit more. I think this is probably going to be my SUV of choice now, for just driving purposes. And yeah, it handles pretty much exactly the way I'd want it to. I really like the Stelvio. My only real complaint is it wasn't in Forza Motorsport 7. It has to be in Horizon 4, so I have to wait another year before I can drive it around the Top Gear test track, which is a shame. Next up, we have something a little bit weird. This is the 2018 Can-Am Maverick X RS Turbo R, because you need that many R's in a name. 172 horsepower, 124 foot-pound torque, 1,655 pounds of weight, B-Class, a 692 PI, all-wheel drive, mid-engined, I believe that is. This is an interesting one. I know nothing about the Can-Am. I wasn't expecting many buggies to show up in DLC, but nevertheless, here is one, and it's a pretty cool-looking one. The fact it's all-wheel drive is pretty interesting. I believe the Polaris is all-wheel drive. The Penhole Trowola and the Illumicraft are both rear-wheel drive, so that means this is automatically much more useful than either two of those cars because they're rear-wheel drive. They're not particularly great off-road. And this one is basically the Polaris but with more power, so it should actually be quick in a straight line. It's also significantly bigger than that car. Yeah, it looks like it should be a little fun thing to drive around. I'm not too sure. I haven't driven it yet. I don't know if it has the same CVT that the Polaris has, because the Polaris is CVT. I'm not sure if this is. But it's a pretty interesting vehicle. Again, not something I was really expecting to show up. I wasn't expecting them to add too many buggies, but this one is actually pretty cool. It's probably, again, this might actually become my buggy of choice, just because from a statistics standpoint, it does look like the best buggy in the game now, because it has all-wheel drive, and because it's, you know, not as small as the Polaris, so it shouldn't get bullied around by the sort of asphalt as much. Anyways, there you go, that's this week, and I can be positive about this week. We have the Stelvio, which is now my favourite SUV in the game, and I love the Stelvio, and we have the Maverick, a car which I wasn't hugely excited for, but now that I've seen the fact it's all-wheel drive, and it's bigger than a Polaris and stuff, it's probably going to become my buggy of choice. So, there you go. Let me know what you think of this week's cars in the comment section below, and be sure to join me next week when we take a look at the final cars for this sort of November window. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.